Mahabharat. This is not just a long told story or a holy book of Hindu religion. In my opinion, it's a complete guide how to live a proper life with full sanity. When you'll read this book or when you'll see it, you'll realize there are many characters inside this book written long before that we can see in ourselves, we can relate to ourselves, or we can see in the society. And they face the daily problem that we face. But how did you handle it? All these things, all these tips or tricks, I would say, are told here. So let me take you to the journey of pure sanity and reliving your life through a different perspective. So let's roll down the intro. Let's begin. Episode 1. So this whole story is based in the place called Hastinapur. So guys, would like to tell you that Hastinapur in current times it would be near the Delhi or Haryana border. So Shantanu, who is the king of the kingdom of Hastinapur, King Shantanu, one day he discovered that he is married to River Ganga. The River Ganga goddess tells her that he has a son with her whose name is Devdrutt. I would like to tell you, please remember this name. Devdrutt was the starting of Mahabharat. He later came to be known as the first person, Bhishma. So King Shantanu accepts his son and makes him the prince of Hastinapur. I would like to tell you that in those times there was a hierarchy that the king's son would be a prince and later on he would become the king of that kingdom. It's not changed, nowadays it's also comparatively same. Anyways, going ahead, Satyavati is also one of the characters. She was a second wife of King Shantanu. I would like to tell you more about Satyavati. Satyavati was the queen of fishermen. She has an inbuilt capability of catching big and enormous fishes. There's a whole tribe of fishermen. She was the queen of them. So Satyavati in herself, she was a very bold character. She had a lot of self-morale, self-respect, which I guess is very important for a person who is coming from a lower background. Fishermen were used to be like downcast or downgraded by the kings, but King Shantanu married the queen of fishermen, Satyavati, and proved to be this superstitious wrong. So yes, she was very proud of her self-respect and her abilities to master her art. When she got married to the King Shantanu, she wanted the status of a queen. So when the King Shantanu told him about the son Devdrutt, who was the son of Ganga and Shantanu, Satyavati got a bit depressed because she always wanted the status of a queen in Hastinapur. But if later on Devdrutt becomes the king, she would be regarded as a stepmother. And in those times, stepmothers are treated as bondwomen. So Queen Satyavati totally refused to come in and stay in the palace of King Shantanu, which made King Shantanu very sad. He wanted to be living a proper happy life with his queen, and now his son is also came. So he wanted a complete family to live in the palace. But Queen Satyavati refused this offer. So Prince Devdrutt acknowledged satisfaction on the face of his father, King Shantanu. Telling more about Prince Devdrutt, he was very noble son. He always wanted happiness for his father. He did all the deeds so that his father could be happy. So when he came to know that he is unhappy and sad because the Queen Satyavati is not living with them, he went to the Queen Satyavati on the seashore to convince her so that she can come back to the palace. But the Queen Satyavati was rigid on her decision and she directly refused it. Devdrutt then discovered that the reason of his father's concern is that he's crowning as the prince. Then becomes a very typical thing. Devdrutt didn't know what he should do. Then he goes to the river Ganga and takes oath that till his last breath he will serve the kingdom as a mere servant and not as an emperor or a king. This came as a shock even to the Satyavati because she never expected that a person like Devdrutt, who is becoming a prince, would leave everything just because of his father's happiness. So here we come to the end of the episode 1. So let's come to the next segment of a podcast. What Krishna says. Krishna says life is very uncertain, and as we all know, कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना ज़रूरी है. It's not about always that materialistic things give you the happiness. Sometimes thinking emotionally but thinking correct is the right option to live and spread your happiness. God is watching everything. Even if an individual is sacrificing its most beloved thing, they will get something as worthy in return. You just need to have patience and trust